there's something moving there. That's sore on the hands. So this pulley here, I think, sits on the outside of the shaft of this, but it's difficult to see. It doesn't want to just come off. So it's a minute later in the video, and in reality it's an hour later. I've been letting penetrating oil sink in. This aluminium pulley with a rubber here and then steel in the center, which is kind of free to float. The aluminium goes all the way through to this aluminium. You can see I've bashed it here with a hammer. This just sits on the shaft of this bolt here and what's behind it, and it should just slide off. But of course it's been on here for 16 years or so, so it doesn't want to come off. You don't want to take out this bolt here, because that's a different issue altogether. So you just have to get this off somehow. Now, pulling it doesn't work. I tried putting a pullers on it, didn't work. There's nothing to grip on. Nothing at all. I'm kind of nervous of putting a pullers on it because these are aluminium and they just snap off. So I'm going to try hitting it with a hammer again, now that the oil has had a moment. And I'll just keep hitting it and giving it oil and hitting it again and see what happens. So it's 10 minutes later and I've been working it with a hammer. And I've noticed that left to right, down, I can't hit up because there's metal in the way. It's moving a little bit, which is good. This is the stuff. This is the part of the job. Where when you don't know what you're doing, you really just want some kind of a benevolent uncle to come along and go, oh yeah, I remember doing that before, you just do this. And they show you and it just goes clink in your hand. But of course that doesn't happen in reality, and now I've got flywheel pullers on it, and I said already I'm cautious about this because it's on aluminium. But if it's moved a little bit, I can give it a little bit of stress and see if anything happens, and if it does we can wiggle it back and forth again. But like it's not the right size of pullers, and that's just how life tends to work with these things. Pulling the pullers sideways like that is not the thing to do either, but I should have said it's a brass hammer. All of these aluminium bits are kind of rotating about the shaft, and the shaft isn't moving, so spent an hour reading the forums. There's a bit of, you know, there's a thing where you've got aluminium on steel. They can both just rust together, and that's where you're getting stuck on. Let's try it again. So like this could be a video in itself, how to get this part off, and it may well turn out to be in time if I get the urge to edit it separately to the rest of the video, because this is the bit that I want to see in a video. I don't, the rest of it, you know, you can find it, and I find sometimes it's easier to read instructions for long processes like this. You want to watch the video just to see could you do it, and then you want to see the description, you know, on paper to see is it the kind of thing that you'll tackle. This is a really old, really cheap pullers that I have stressed out on many occasions. There it is. Oh yes. Oh yes. Now, is it going to come off the whole way? I saw it move. I did. I saw it move out. I have to put it back in a few times and stretch it out and on and off a few times. That's just how these games go. Yeah, I'll put it a little drop more of oil. This is WD-40, but this can I found at the back of a shed and it's an oldie. So I'm wondering if it's got some more. Yeah, see, that's wiggling right around. Oh yeah, that's getting looser. And there it's spinning now, that's good. Oh, we're off. That's all it was. Like I said, the mating face is tiny. It's only about 5-6 mil thick in there. But if it's covered in schnotz, it's covered in schnotz. Steve Wallace would say, time for step 2.